The Interstellar Academy aboard the starship Zenith was known throughout the galaxy for its diverse student body, welcoming learners from hundreds of planets and species. But none intrigued the faculty more than the small contingent of humans, often referred to as Deathworlders due to their home planet's notoriously hostile environment. The humans never attended the standard safety lessons that were mandatory for all other species, a fact that puzzled many, especially a curious group of alien students from a peaceful water world who had always wondered why these Deathworlders seemed so fearless and reckless. One day their curiosity got the better of them, and during a break in classes, they approached a seasoned human named Marcus, whose rugged appearance and calm demeanor suggested experience beyond their imagination, and asked why they never bothered with the safety drills that everyone else took so seriously. Marcus smiled wryly, then invited them on an unexpected journey outside the starship, promising to show them firsthand why humans from Deathworld didn't need such lessons. As the group stepped into the transport shuttle, the alien students felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension, unaware that they were about to witness the brutal reality of Deathworld, a planet so unforgiving that it had shaped humans into survivors unlike any other species. Upon arrival, the landscape was immediately overwhelming, twisting jagged rocks, scorching deserts, violent storms swirling with toxic gases, and predatory creatures lurking just beyond the horizon. Marcus led them into a small but fortified settlement, explaining that every day on Deathworld was a test of wits, strength, and adaptability, where a single misstep could mean instant death. As night fell, the group gathered around a fire while Marcus recounted tales of survival, describing battles with giant arachnid beasts, escaping from sudden quakes that swallowed entire villages, and navigating poisonous flora that could paralyze a victim within minutes. The alien students listened, their initial skepticism fading into awe, realizing that the Deathworlders' culture of resilience was not arrogance, but born from a lifetime of facing danger head-on. Over the next few days, they participated in rigorous survival drills under Marcus's guidance, learning to sense changes in the air that signaled storms, crafting weapons from the environment, and understanding how to read the behaviors of hostile wildlife. Each lesson was a brutal reminder of the planet's merciless nature, and each alien's confidence was replaced with humility as they struggled to keep up with the humans who moved with an almost instinctual grace. On the final day, a sudden storm struck, forcing the group into a frantic escape where Marcus's calm leadership and the humans' innate survival skills shone. By the time they returned to the starship, the alien students were transformed. Their respect for the Deathworlders deepened beyond words. They understood now that the humans didn't skip safety lessons out of carelessness, but because their entire existence was a living safety lesson, written in scars and survival, a lesson no classroom could ever teach. The journey forever changed their view of courage, survival, and what it truly meant to face danger without fear. After returning to the Zenith, the alien students couldn't shake the lingering tension in their limbs or the memories burned into their minds. The sound of lightning splitting the ground inches from their feet, the howls of creatures that stalked them in the dark, and Marcus's unwavering calm through it all. Back on the ship's polished floors and under its sterile lights, everything felt too clean, too safe, almost surreal after the raw chaos of Deathworld. The instructors noticed the change immediately. Their once eager, confident students now moved with more caution, their eyes constantly scanning their surroundings, their bodies carrying a tension learned in fire. Marcus, though, went back to his duties without fanfare, leaving the aliens to process what they had experienced. A few days later, one of the alien students, named Yelna, requested a private audience with the Academy's director, a being of pure energy from the Luminari system, and proposed that the curriculum be changed, not to force other species to endure Deathworld trials, but to incorporate first-hand learning from Deathworlders themselves, to instill respect for danger and an understanding of survival that no simulation could replicate. The director, initially skeptical, agreed to a trial program after hearing the detailed account of their experience, and so Marcus and two other humans were formally tasked with developing practical survival insight modules, a polite way to describe what was essentially terrifying reality training. The first class began 2 weeks later, and word spread quickly among students of all species that this was unlike any lesson they had taken before. There were no desks, no holograms, only harsh environments recreated in safe zones, loud alarms, simulating predator attacks, and Marcus's gravelly voice warning them, "On Deathworld, hesitation kills." As more students cycled through the program, a noticeable shift began to ripple through the academy. Students walked taller, took their training seriously, and began asking more questions not just about survival, but about human psychology, endurance, and instincts. One day, a near-catastrophic systems failure on the lower decks caused a fire outbreak and atmosphere leak, and while many froze, it was one of the alien students from Marcus's group who took command, using improvised methods learned on Deathworld, to seal the area and direct others to safety before emergency systems activated. When the faculty reviewed the incident, they unanimously voted to expand the program, officially naming it Deathworld Protocol, now a required part of the Academy's core curriculum. The humans who once confused everyone by skipping safety lessons were now leading them, and the alien students, once naive and curious, had become their most passionate advocates. Forever changed by the day they discovered not just why Deathworlders skip safety lessons, but what it truly means to survive where survival is never guaranteed. Months passed since the Deathworld Protocol became standard at the Interstellar Academy, and its effects were felt far beyond the ship's walls. Graduates who underwent the training displayed sharper reflexes, better crisis management, and a deep respect for unpredictability, qualities that became highly sought after across galactic sectors. Marcus, though never one to seek recognition, found himself a quiet legend, with students from distant systems requesting placement in his module, some hoping to witness the fabled Deathworld fire, others simply wanting to understand the man behind the myth. Meanwhile, the alien students who had first followed him onto that savage world became mentors themselves, forming a small but tight-knit group known unofficially as the Forged, named for their bond formed under pressure and danger. Yelna, once soft-spoken and cautious, now led sessions that focused on psychological resilience, teaching others how to steady their minds in moments of chaos, often repeating Marcus's words, "Fear is natural, but panic is choice." The Academy's administration approved the construction of a special training wing, designed to mimic extreme Deathworld biomes, with simulated volcanic storms, unstable terrain, and predatory AI creatures, each challenge designed to push cadets to their limits while under observation. Not everyone succeeded. Some students dropped out, some froze under pressure, but those who endured earned a unique insignia, a red spiral over a cracked stone, symbolizing strength born from stress. Soon, whispers began spreading through military and exploration fleets. "You want someone who won't crack under pressure? Get a Deathworld Protocol grad." And recruitment surged. Despite the growing prestige, Marcus remained grounded, still running drills, still giving calm advice, still refusing to let anyone treat the training like a game. One day, a real emergency struck. The Zenith was ambushed by unknown pirates in deep space, and the ship's power grid was partially disabled, leaving entire wings exposed to vacuum and chaos. Panic began to ripple through untrained staff, but those who had gone through the protocol took charge immediately, sealing hatches, organizing evacuation routes, and even repelling intruders with improvised tools. Yelna led a group through a darkened corridor to rescue trapped cadets, while Marcus coordinated defense from the command deck, his voice a steady anchor in the chaos. When the attack ended and the damage was tallied, not a single life had been lost in the wings led by protocol graduates. Afterward, the Academy director personally commended Marcus and his team, and a memorial plaque was installed, not for the dead, but for those who had prevented death. Etched into it was a simple line, "Trained by danger, tempered by choice." It was then clear to all that the Deathworlders had not brought recklessness. They had brought preparation, a mindset born from surviving where survival is a daily battle, and the Academy, once skeptical of their ways, now stood transformed, its future generation stronger because of a lesson that started with a single question from a group of curious aliens.